Hello, my name is Sonya Pihura. I'm in my first year of my master's at the University of Waterloo. I went to the castle in the summer of 2015 when I had just finished my third year of my undergrad and was about to go into my fourth year. At the time, though, I was actually a biology student, and I wasn't actually, and I wasn't really planning on pursuing anything in history. How I heard about the castle was I actually needed an elective, but the one that I had planned on taking interfered with one of my labs, so I had to pick a random one that would fit into my schedule. And so I took Dr. Bednarski's class, and it turned out to be a really good choice.
Oh, good. I'm so pleased it worked out.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty well for everyone, I think. It's been really great. So anyway, I walk in the first day, and he starts talking about this castle in England, and I thought, okay, well, I'll apply. I don't think I'm going to get in because, I'm not even an art student, but, I'll try. And they sent me over there anyway, so that was really great.
We didn't tell them you weren't an art student.
Yeah,
the administration doesn't know that.
Well, technically I had a minor in history by that point, so it was fine. It was fine. So anyway, this really did actually do a lot to change sort of my plans for my life and what I wanted to do, because my initial plan was just sort of graduate with my biology degree, find work in a lab, and just kind of ride out the rest of my life that way. So this kind of... So anyway, this changed things a little bit. For one thing, this is my first time ever traveling. Like, we're talking my first passport, first time I had to buy a suitcase, really. So that was a whole new experience. First time on a plane. Terrifying. But it was worth it. Definitely worth it. And it was really interesting to go and actually start visiting all these different castles and museums and cathedrals and just seeing the different ruins and the historic sites and being able to actually see in person the things that we had been learning about in class and talking about in class. And like I said, I had sort of an interest in history, but after sort of experiencing this firsthand, it definitely was a lot more so. Like, I definitely became much more interested in, much more passionate about these topics. And more so it just was sort of seeing the value of actually traveling and seeing things firsthand and seeing the value of international collaboration, like what we have going on right now, where we have people from different parts of the world working together, coming together. The other thing is, it's a very research-oriented, I want to say, environment at the castle. When you go there, as an undergraduate student, you're interacting with the professors who are working there at the castle, but you're also working with the archaeologists. You are meeting with curators at the different museums. So you start seeing more and more people who are doing these different kinds of jobs and having different kinds of careers that are revolving around history and related to history. And then you also get to interact with a lot of grad students who are sent to the castle to do research and to work on their projects. And also a lot of the undergraduates who are sent there are people who are considering going into graduate studies, getting their master's, getting their PhD. And this definitely does influence you. Like, I hadn't really considered going on to graduate school when I went over there, and within a few months I was in Dr. Bednarski's office saying, hi, I'm thinking about doing a master's in history now. So it definitely does influence you and just shows you that there are different paths that you can take, and it does encourage you to start thinking about researching things as opposed to just sort of sitting in a lecture and learning and calling it a day. And the one last thing I do want to say is that, I haven't been going through my slides. Okay, so that's a really cute group picture of us. Yeah, right? Beautiful. Okay, so that's our group at the castle. So this is what I wanted to get into, though, is the importance of this sort of thing to a history education. I finished my undergrad in biology, and the thing is, I wouldn't consider that education to be complete if I hadn't also had hands-on learning experiences. You can't really go through a science program and get a biology degree if you don't know how to do, let's say, field work. So you go out and you identify different types of trees. You go out and you take water samples from a lake, or you take core sampling. And I think in a lot of ways for history, it's the same kind of thing. You need to go out and see these real places. So this is a picture of us on a very windy, rainy day going to the ruins at Hastings. to go and look at the castle or whatever's left of it. And I think that is sort of like field work for history. And then here also, there's a little picture of some of an illuminated manuscript, and you see the stained glass windows. And I think a lot of that is also important to history, being able to look at these sort of things and interact with them, see them firsthand, and learn how to understand them. I would equate that to sort of like lab work with biology. It's sort of, I need to know how to use a microscope. If you're in a biology class, if you're in a history class, you should be able to understand sort of the imagery that's going on with stained glass windows, say, or going on in manuscript. And I think that it's very important to have that hands-on learning experience. This is another picture of Rochester Castle, and just getting to walk around inside and actually see what it's like there. And there's another very cute group picture of us in front of Rochester Castle. So that's my presentation.